you've got a statement, sir? You want to?
I have a statement. Thank you for reminding me. Obviously, today was the cutoff 1 p.m. for the regulatory standards bill. Reports I have seen is that it was 131,000 submissions made it across the line. The yardstick that everybody is measuring it against is, of course, the treaty's principal bill, which is about 300,000 submissions, which I believe is the most.
Do you have any insights? Why do you think that it didn't have it hasn't had the same, it's had an incredibly big reaction, but not the same reaction as the treaty principles? What are your thoughts?
I think it hasn't had the same cut through because that's how it was designed. You know, pre-Christmas,
it's not as front page. It's not as hikoi and easy to see sort of thing. You think?
No, treaty's principle, Bill. We're getting rid of the Treaty of Waitangi. That's a single issue, and it's got a lot of cut through, and people just went no.
Yeah. Yep.
The regulatory standards bill is very dry and dusty.
Yep.
Like it doesn't have that same cut through. I think. When it was communicated out going, yep, treaty principles bill is bad, but this other one is coming.
Yep.
And you need to know about it. I think it got the most active, clued on people to sort of go, yes, I can see the direct link. But
80,000 didn't march. No one wants to know, was it 131,000 pots? But Kiwi Skirt says this is the name doesn't hit, which is what you're saying as well.
And it was meant to.
But we should say this. But we should say this. We should say this. P Mizzle, my dizzle. That's great. 130,000. Yes. What could this be? The second largest submissions ever? It must be close.
I don't know. I'd love to look into that. But yeah, we are measuring it against a single issue that was the most submitted on bill ever.
There we go. Previous highest was 107,000, which was conversion therapy. So you might have just got the top. We're going to take wombing as gospel until proven otherwise. That the issues around David Seymour and Māoridom and the treaty are the two highest, is polling the right word? Submitted submissions that any government's ever got in this country. I think that says in and of itself enough.
Yeah, absolutely. So, which brings me to my statement, because I criticised you last week and said that you were shit for not doing your submission yet.
You're shit.
I must admit, Pat, when I said that, I had not done my submission.
I did mine. Hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy of the highest order. So I did it today.
That's even worse. I did mine on Friday for Matariki, and then I put a tweet out about it for other people to do it. You're a dirtbag. This is it. This is our last show. We're breaking up after this.
Anyway, so my statement. Fuck you, David Seymour.
I thought you were going to say fuck you, Pat, for a second. Sorry. Start again.
Fuck you, David Seymour. I just made my submission against the regulatory standards bill while doing the most human activity I could think of. Taking a shit at work. You seem to think that only bots would submit against your shitty bill. Well, I'm a real human person, and the only bot involved in my submission was my bottom. So there we go.
Was that your whole submission? Your for real submission?
No, that's not my submission. That
was your prepared statement. Okay.
Yeah, that was my prepared statement.
That would have been a great submission, though, Chewie. You would have been.
I don't think it'd get through the language filter.
You could say poo-poo instead of shit. Taking a poo-poo, doing number two.
Bot. But look, that was the thing, though, right? Is he wants to punch down on people and make it think that you have to hit a perfect standard. You have to, do this multi-page, thoroughly researched, 100% lawyered up submission. You do not have to. You can say, I don't like this. What is your recommendation? I recommend that you send this bill back.
See, I'm a shit interviewer. Why didn't I say to you last week? So have you done yours? Man.
You didn't. You let me away with it.
I trust you too much. I put you on too much of a pedestal, Chewie. Sheesh.
Never put Chewie on a pedestal.
But put him in the corner.
Lots of people in our Discord submitted over the weekend and over the space of the months that we have been, weeks that this has been up. And
we probably make up for 50,
people.
probably 50 or 60,000 of those 130.
At least.
Probably.
At least. But yeah, the other part of this is, of course, we spoke a little bit about it last week, is David Seymour's regulatory standards bill derangement syndrome posts that he's been putting out, where he's been targeting academics and that sort of thing. Over the weekend, he went after Tariana Ture. Sorry, I didn't see the other person from Otago, but like, this is a breach of the cabinet manual. And it's coming from the acting Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister of New Zealand. And people are pissed. Like, obviously, the people that have been targeted are pissed about it, because it has summoned David Seymour's terminally online army of keyboard goblins to target these people. So I saw
Tori Whānau had a crack at him. I texted Tori earlier and asked her to come on, and she couldn't. So you reminded me. I just texted her again saying tomorrow ?
Yep.
So
she submitted an official complaint about it. And I believe one of the Auckland University lecturers that was targeted has encouraged people to make complaints of it being a breach of the cabinet manual, and just a breach of decorum and democracy, I think, is up there. That's like, it read as really just snarky and dweeby. And then it was like, no, this is actually chilling to this democratic process, that an academic can't stand up and go, well, in my learned opinion, I don't think this bill is good. To have the Deputy Prime Minister of the country go, well, I'm going to tweet this out to all of my supporters and say that you're wrong in every sense of the word and you have no right to stand up and say anything about it.
In Seymour's stand-up today, he talked about Tori Whānau in quite, dismissive terms. Tori says she'll check with her office and see if she can come on tomorrow. So maybe we'll leave it to that. Although, speaking of this whole thing, I don't know if Magenta did this, but there was a very, very, very funny Blue Sky post by Magenta today. I'll show it to you. You ready? Victim of the day.
God, he's a dweeb. Yeah, cringe lord syndrome. 100%.
So, very funny. If that's you, Magenta, well done. Well done. Yep. Okay. So we'll keep chasing that. We'll follow that up tomorrow. I don't have that footage tonight to show you about what he said about Tori, but basically he was saying, if she wants a crack, then I'll give a crack back. And it wasn't even a backsack and crack wax for him, but it should have been.
Yeah, I mean, this is who we need to be talking about. He's gone after Willie Jackson. Oh, sorry, I just had to stop on this one.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Mission Bay.
There we go.
Of course he's going to swim in Mission Bay.
Yeah, sorry, I think I might have mixed up her
yeah, the question
her name.
the question was, is it Materia Today? Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Who just lives up the road. Maybe we'll try and get her.
Mm-hmm.
We should. He was asked in the stand-up today. I wish I did have it. He was asked in the stand-up day about calling academics deranged. We'd never called academics deranged, and then they got into a semantic debate about the derangement syndrome sort of thing. But he tried to say they don't call academics deranged. So
there you go.
God.
There's David Seymour and his togs again.
I'm not going to sleep tonight, Chewie.
Like, he's made going to the beach cringe.